All set?
Oh, yes, I am. But I think we're still waiting for some administrative staff. Magistrate. Permission to approach?
Ready? All right. All right, I hereby call this meeting to order. This is the Special Magistrate for Code Enforcement for the City of West Palm Beach. I'm going to begin by explaining how this process is going to work. We generally hear building cases first on the agenda, and the cases will be called in the order in which they appear on the agenda. If you've appeared at today's hearing, which if you're here you have, your case will be called before those cases where no one else has appeared, but that is only true if you've signed in the rear of the chamber. If you have not yet signed in, please refer to a code officer in the rear of the room. Once your case is called, I ask that you come down to the podium on my right-hand side, which is right over here. The city will put on its testimony and evidence first, after which time you'll have the opportunity to review the evidence and ask questions of any of the city's witnesses. You will also have an opportunity to testify and present me with any of your own evidence. Once all the testimony and evidence has been presented, I will make a ruling. I will enter a written order either today at the hearing or in the next few days, which you will receive a copy of. If you have any questions as we go through the process, please feel free to ask them. This is not meant to be a formal courtroom. The formal rules of evidence do not apply here. However, all testimony is taken under oath under penalty of perjury. So if you're going to testify, or you think you might testify, or there's a possibility that you might testify, I'm going to ask that you rise and raise your right hand so that I can swear you in. Anyone that's going to testify, please stand up. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida? I do. All right, please be seated so they can call their first case.
Agenda number 1, case number CE 24051-962.
Which number?
Agenda number 1.
That's me. Let me know when you're ready.
Anytime you're ready.
All right. Good morning. Jay Francis, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance. While patrolling the zone, the following violations were observed at 820 Ridgewood. Unpaved parking, paint outside structure, and landscape maintenance. This property was cited on 5/9/24. Certified mail and regular mail was sent on 5/10/24. Both the property and City Hall were posted on 6/25/24. An affidavit of posting was completed and placed in the file. I have been in contact with the property owner who's here today. As of this morning, the unpaved parking violation and the landscape maintenance violation is complied. The paint outside structure violation is still outstanding. Therefore, the property owner, who is currently going through acquiring permits to do other renovations on the property before painting the structure, requested 120 days to come into compliance. If they do not come into compliance within this time frame, then the city is asking for $100 a day until compliance is achieved. Very welcome. Yeah, plate outside structure. Yes. Very much so, ma'am. Yeah, probably. Yes.
Permission to speak.
And
Sir,
I'll
can you
turn
tell me
on
your name, please?
My microphone.
Benrest Sugai of 820 Ridgewood Drive.
I'm sorry, one more time?
Benrest Sugai.
And what is your relation to the owner, Alicia Lewis?
We're both on there.
Yeah, we're both the owners. I'm the her fiance.
Mr. Sugai, do you have any objections to the pictures of the documents the city wants to submit?
Yeah, can you go back to the only violation left is the car violation. Okay, yes. I'm sorry. That shows the red car there?
Yes.
Okay. So, and you want to say what? We're just confirming that we're not allowed to park there because we parked there for 20 years, the red car, where the red car is.
The one on the left, correct? Is it
Yeah.
the Toyota Corolla?
Okay.
Is that the one that's in question?
So I just want to know if you have any objections to the photographs.
No.
All right. I'm going to admit into evidence the evidence of your case file in this case, the city's composite exhibit. All right, the floor is yours. The city wants to give you, says that you've come into compliance on the parking and the land maintenance, and they want to give you 120 days to get the house painted.
Correct. Are we going to ask for
Yeah,
extension?
yeah.
Cool. So we're actually requesting to see if we could actually have a 90-day extension to that. Just time frame. We're full-time working, so we just have to find the time to get all that stuff done. Plus, we're working with the permit, so we would. I mean, if we just have to paint it, that's fine, just to make sure we're not in violation. But we want to make sure we're doing this whole process correctly, and we're actually in the process of waiting for those permits and all. So if we can kindly get or request a 90-day extension added to that, it would be.
You're asking for 210 days?
Correct. Please.
Okay.
I think 120 days is reasonable time. I think the testimony of the code enforcement officer, do you believe that's reasonable time? Is it only to complete the painting? I'm a little bit off, and I'm asking him, ma'am. Thank you.
So they're actually in the process of replacing the windows and stuff, which would be difficult to paint the house with no windows. They're in the permit process. That's why I gave 120 days.
So do you believe that's reasonable time for them to complete the permit process in addition to the painting?
I am not sure how far along they are in the permit situation and how much permits they're actually acquiring. So I'm not sure about the time. But for painting the house to comply the case, if they paint the house and comply the case, it could just be done. And then.
Are you in agreement with the request for the 90 days extension or?
That's fine to me. It doesn't matter.
And regarding the car, is there an issue with the cars being parked on the pavement?
Well, the red car now is easy. If you see, there's some brick structures right there. So, I mean, that should be okay, unless they're going to pave the entire section, which requires another permit. So, hence the reason why they may be asking for 220 days, because there's multiple permits they might need if they're going to pave the driveway. But as far as is pavement
of the driveway required for them to park the cars there, or the red car?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So let me see if I understand it. The city agrees to give them the 210 days?
Yes, because they might need to pave the driveway as well.
All right, in CE 240516962, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 18106G, respondent has 210 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of $100 per day may issue. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda number 2, case number CE 24051947, case address 82233 3rd Street.
Hey, good morning. My name is Donald Lattimore. I'm currently employed with the City of West Palm Beach as a code enforcement officer. While patrolling my assigned zone, I saw a property with overgrowth grass. I initiated my investigation on May 6, 2024 at the property located at 822 33rd Street. This property is vacant. There I observed the following violation: 18106A, clean and sanitary, which was some trash and debris. 94-302-A-4, fence maintenance. 18-214-B, secure the vacant property. There's the door that was falling down. 78-94-C, parkway landscape maintenance that's needed. 18106K, landscape maintenance in general. The city issued an NOV to the property owner, which identified the violations, my contact information, and notice of this hearing date. The notice of violation was certified by mail on May 7th, 2024, and regular mail on May 7th, 2024 by the city clerk. I posted the NOV on the property on May 8th, 2024, and City Hall May 8th, 2024. I also completed an affidavit of posting on May 8th, 2024, and it is in this case file. I revisited the property on 7/15/2024 and observed the property not to be in compliance with all of the previous violation. Not to be in compliance with all of the previous violations, excuse me. All right. The property owner, Nicholas, which is here today, and I made contact on 7/15/2024, and Nicholas asked if I could come out again and inspect the property on 7/16/2024, which was yesterday. During the 7/16/2024 inspection, all violations were complied except 94-302-A-4, which was the fence maintenance. I took the photographs at the initial investigation and when I revisited the property. The following photographs show the violation still exists on the property. These photographs currently and truthfully depict the violation I observed during my investigation. So the city is asking for a finding of fact for violation 18-106-A, 18-214-B, 78-94-C, and 18-106-K. A finding of fact for those. For the violation 94-302-A-4, the city is asking for 15 days to comply, which is the fence maintenance. If no compliance, a daily fine of $200. And the city is requesting nothing further.
Great.
I'm sorry, what was the last part?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's okay.
So for the last violation, which is the 94-302-A-4, the city is asking for 15 days for compliance. If no compliance, a daily fine of $200 per day.
We got that. You said something.
Oh,
after
sorry
that.
about that. The city is asking for nothing further.
Okay, okay. Okay. Thank you. And Magistrate, we're requesting at this time that the photographs and the testimony in the case file be admitted into evidence in the record, barring any objection from the respondent.
Sir, can you give me your name, please?
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, say again.
Can I have your name, please?
Nicholas Blanchard.
Nicholas
Blanchard.
Blanchard?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Blanchard, are you the owner of the property? It says Nick Construction Group, LLC.
That is me.
You're the owner of Nick Construction Group, LLC?
I am.
Okay. Do you have any objections to the photographs or documents that the city would like to put in evidence?
No, I don't. It's negligence.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and photographs into evidence. So the city is saying that the only thing left to complete on your property is the fence maintenance?
Yeah, so I didn't realize that, and Mr. Lattimore brought it to my attention. The overgrowth that's on the inside of the fence is pushing the fence outwards. I've not been able to, since the last hearing, which was for lien reduction, I've not been able to attend to the property for a number of reasons that I was inundated with a lot of other construction-related projects. But I plan to make this my primary home, so hurricane is upon us, hurricane season, so I do have all permits for windows, new fence, et cetera, but to come compliant, I will address that with the pig. I think that's the
The
only
city
thing.
wants to give you 15 days to do that. Is that enough time for you to get this done?
Yeah, I want to say yes. If I can get more days, I'm open and willing.
You have to ask.
Can I have 30 days, please?
Okay, so if you go to picture number 49,
I guess that's a no.
and here's the reason why I'm a little hesitant to extend the time frame. You can go back, Monique, to the picture itself, to not comply, and in particular page number 49, if you have it. And I also gave him a picture as well. The excessive growth that's growing on the inside of the fence is causing the pickets to push out. If we prolong that growth without taking care of it, more pickets are going to fall, and the railing of the fence may also be compromised, which will require him to probably get a fence permit. So if he extends the time frame and the fence permit is needed, let's just say to 30 days, and the fence permit takes longer than 30 days, now you're looking at running fines every single day after the 30-day compliance. So I'm okay with giving it. I just wanted to be on the record to point out that hiccup and that possibility. But if 30 days that's fine with me.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to do it before 30 days. I want to be as compliant as I can with
I'll give you the 30 days, but I agree with the code officer. That fence isn't going to last much longer if you don't take care of it, and then you're going to have a running fine for a long time.
Understood.
All right, in case CE 24051947, I make the following findings of fact and law. Find notice is sufficient. I find the property having been in violation of 18106A, 94302A4, 18106K, and 7894C, but has since come into compliance. But after the required compliance date, I find the property is in violation of 94302A4. I'm going to give the respondent 30 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of up to $200 per day may issue. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Agenda number 8, case number CE 240-62161, case address 3516 Bear Bay Boulevard 202.
Number 8.
This case
Complied
is
with, thank you.
This is compliant? Okay.
Is it compliant?
Agenda case 10, case number CE 2405244, case address 5004 Fifth Way.
50th Way.
Yeah, 50th way.
Excuse me, 50th Way.
Officer McFarland, I think this is you. 5004 50th Way.
Number
I need to
10.
be sworn in as well.
Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury and the laws of the state of Florida.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On 5/23, while conducting a rental inspection at 5004 50th Way, I observed work done to the shower without proper permits. I then cited the property for 105.1, failure to obtain permits, 22-441, rental license violation, and 22-32-A, certificate of use. The property was posted as well as City Hall on June 24th. Certified mail and regular mail was sent May 28th. Certified mail has been signed for. I have been in contact with the property owner. The property owner has since applied for the permit that's required, but as of this morning, it needs to be resubmitted. So with that being said, city's recommending 90 days to obtain the permit for the work done and to comply the inspection for the rental license, or $200 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. Do you believe that 90 days is a reasonable time to
Ye-
get into compliance?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, he's working through the process. He needs to contact the building department and see what needs to be done to resubmit the permit. But as of this morning, the status did read resubmit.
Okay. Do you know when it's considered resubmitted? Is it as of today, or was it resubmitted?
As of today when I checked.
Okay. Nothing further at this time, Special Magistrate. We're asking that the testimony of the code enforcement officer as well as the record case file be admitted into evidence, barring any objections.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Brian Carrillo.
Mr. Carrillo, do you have any objection to the documents the city would like to put in evidence?
No, I mean, I'm respectful with Paul's decision for the 90 days. I'm actively working on it. I know how important it is.
Hang on one second. Let me just, for the record, I'm going to accept into evidence the evidentiary case file in this case, including the photographs that were submitted. Okay, Mr. Carrillo, go ahead.
Oh, no, I just saying I understand the original compliance deadline. I'm actively working towards it, to obtaining the building permits for my property. You know, the circumstances when I bought the home, I didn't know that was something you needed to look for, so the previous owners had done it, the remodeling, but I'll get it done, whatever you guys need, and I mean, yeah, 90 days.
The city wants to give you 90 days to do that. Is that a sufficient amount of time for you, sir?
That should be good, right? Like, I mean, I have it
I mean,
resubmitted.
I'll be on the cautious side and add some more. That's why we're here.
Okay, would it be okay to add, I'm going to shoot for 90 more days, but I'll get it done as fast as possible? So 180 total. I mean, I'm working
on
on
120. That ought to be enough. I'm presuming this isn't a big construction project here, right?
No, this is actually a plumbing permit he needs, so it's got to go through the process.
That should be plenty of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, in CE 24052044, make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 22441, 105.1, and 2232E specifically. Building permit for the plumbing without a plumbing permit, rental license, and certificate of use. Respondent has 120 days to come into compliance, or a fine of up to $200 per day may issue. Good luck.
Awesome.
It's a fair amount of time, but that time can run very quickly if you don't get on it. So
I'm on it every day. I appreciate the council's understanding and consideration.
Yep.
Thanks.
Agenda number 14, case number CE 240-62189, case address 5909 Parker Avenue.
I think he may have left his phone. Excuse me? Is this your son?
Can we hold this off for a little bit? The code officer who's presenting this case was stuck on I-95 with an accident, and so he wasn't involved in the accident, but he was stuck in a traffic jam for a while. Oh, he's here? Okay, good.
all right, let's.
Flying in with the cake.
Yes. I need to be sworn in.
Yep. Ms. Rahan, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury and the laws of the state of Florida?
Yes, I do. Good morning. Richard Pazmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement Officer. The property at 5909 Parker Avenue was investigated in response to a complaint from the neighborhood association. A complaint about coyotes in the area due to overgrowth and unmaintained landscape area. I inspected the property on June 24th, 2024. That's when I noticed the violations of overgrowth, excessive growth, specific the grass and weeds being over 6 inches in height, clean and sanitary. There's unsanitary conditions with trash and debris on the property. And this is actually a repeat violation of code case CE 200-70164 of the same violations, 74-4C3, 18106B, and 18106A. The property was cited on 6/25/24. Certified mail was sent out 6/26/24, and it was signed received. In addition, the property and City Hall were both posted on 6/27/24. The affidavit of posting was completed, notarized, and is attached to this case file. On July 2nd, I met with the funeral director at the property. I showed her the location of the violations, which it's where their property line meets with Dreher Park South. There's a fenced area. On their property, it's an undeveloped area that is not being maintained. So it's severely overgrown. There's trash. And like I said, there's complaints of wildlife coming from there that are attracted to that habitat. Since reaching out and meeting with the funeral director, I've had no follow-up or contact. Since this is a repeat violation, the city is asking for a fine of $200 a day from the day the violations were discovered, which is 6/24/24, to run until the violations are complied. All the photos you've seen were taken by me. They faithfully and accurately depict the violations at the property, and I have no further.
Okay, thank you. So just for clarity, you're wanting the fines to start run $200 per day starting the 24th of June, and none of these have been in compliance at this point?
No, so the photos that are attached from yesterday show that there was some work started, but it is incomplete.
But not fully compliant?
Correct.
Okay. And the photos we're seeing, you took those photos?
Yes, those are from yesterday. What it shows is they cut maybe like a 20 by 100 feet area only, and no trash cleanup, no removal of debris. Right there.
And the photos truthfully and accurately depict the violations you observed?
Yes, they do. In the initial...
That was yesterday?
That was yesterday, yes. In the initial inspection photos, I included like an aerial satellite view of the property to show exactly where it is. Like I said, it's an undeveloped part of their property that they don't really go to or maintain.
And you may have testified as to this, I'm sorry.
It's there, Monique, at the bottom if you zoom in.
And they've been cited before. Is there a reason we're not giving them the usual time frame to bring the property in compliance before?
Yes, because it's a repeat.
It's a repeat. That's
case,
what
yes.
I wanted. I didn't hear on the record. Okay, at this time, Magistrate, the city requests that the testimony of the code enforcement officers, the photographs, and the case file be admitted into evidence, barring any objections.
Ma'am, can you tell me your name, please?
Jacqueline Green.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Jacqueline Green.
Jacqueline Green?
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Green, are you here on behalf of the Palm Beach Cemetery Corporation?
Yes,
Are you authorized to be here on their behalf?
I am.
Do you have any objections to any of the documents or photographs the city would like to put in evidence?
No.
Without objection, I'll enter in evidence the evidence case file in this case, the city's composite exhibit. The floor is yours.
Thank you. We have you know, for the past 10 years have definitely tried to maintain the property. That, like he said, is something we don't historically go back there. We do have a homeless problem back there. So the trash that we do pick up when we notice it, right? People are back there maybe once a month. We do try and mitigate it as we see it, but every single day there is different objections that we have back there. We are working with a company to make sure that it is cleaned. I know that we've done some of the landscaping, but I just want to make sure and be clear for the landscaping. I know what the trash is, right? I can figure that out, but what are you recommending to be compliant? If you can show me on pictures so I'm aware, so when I have the landscaping company come out, we are...
Can you go to the reinspection photos? So all overgrowth of trees and bushes, and the grass and weeds specifically would need to be cleared up. Any underbrush, anything that you could keep scrolling as I talk. Yeah, like all of that grass that you see on the right side, all of that would need to be cut down. Anything in between trees that you could get in between, cut down and remove. Remove all the debris that tree branches.
Yeah.
And I would say anything for like the overgrown trees, anything like 8 feet and under that is hanging, if that could be cleared and lowered.
Fair enough.
To provide, line of sight.
Okay.
I mean, presumably this was cited before and it was cleaned up before, right?
So the previous case, we had asked for an abatement, but the contractors were not able to go. So that was on the order. We asked for fines to start if we couldn't abate it. And they ran for some time. I want to say a couple months before they did get back there and clean it up.
So they have in the past known what to do.
Yes, past management and different people. In the past, I dealt with like a Bill, I believe, or...
Bill, yep, yeah. And John Tanieri, yes. So every time, we try and be very neighborly. Every time we are not in compliance, we do try and mitigate it at that point. But like I said, each day it's a new challenge because we are not back there all the time looking at what's going on. But we will. So.
Yeah, the problem is that the city really can't be your, hey, it's time to go clean this property thing up again. It's not the city's job to do that. It's the landowner's job to maintain their property, correct. So the city doesn't have to do this.
That is correct. And we neighbor Dreher Park on their property line, and there is some things that we cannot even see because it's so overgrown. So, but I understand what the pictures are showing, and we will definitely make sure to.
What's your response to the city's request that I assess a fine of $200 per day beginning on the 24th?
We agree to that.
All right, in case CE 24062-189, I make the following findings of fact in the law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of listed code sections. I adopt by reference the testimony of the code officer as to the circumstances that constitute the violation. I hereby assess a fine in the amount of $200 per day beginning on June 24th and continuing until the property comes into compliance. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda number 21, case number CE 24051948, case address 3720 Westview Avenue.
Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm KT Weaver, Code Enforcement for the City of West Palm Beach, Florida. While investigating a complaint in the area, I observed several violations at 3720 Westview Avenue. I took photos of the property which accurately and truthfully depict the violations observed. I then initiated my investigation citing the following violations. The property was cited for 94-302-A-4 fence wall maintenance, which has been complied. 94-446-2-C-1 tree abuse, which has been complied. 78-6-5 numbering visible has been complied. 74-4-C-4 trees, hedges obstructing the right-of-way has been complied. 94-482-A parking requirements has been complied, which is the driveway. And also the last 7894-C, the swales and parkways, and 18106-A, clean and sanitary, including the pressure washing, edges, trash, debris, and the swelling in the parkway has not been complied, the last two.
I'm sorry, you said the trash?
The notice of violation was posted at the property and City Hall on May 18th, 2024. The affidavit of posting was completed on May 18th, 2024, and a copy was placed in the case file. Certified and regular mail was sent to the mailing address listed on PAPA on May 13th, 2024. Certified mail was returned. I revisited the property on July the 16th of 2024 and observed the property still in violation of the 7894C and the 18106A.
And this is the property owner?
I'm assuming that this is one. I've never met him in person. I've had one phone call and via email.
Okay, and how many days? You may have said it, or you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was stuck in the 95 too. So. Okay, I'm sorry. The reinspection photos were taken on July 16th showing the remaining violations, and I did have contact with the property owners via email and the one phone call. The city is requesting an additional 30 days to gain compliance, or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Okay, great. Thank you. At this time, Special Magistrate, we're asking that the code enforcement officer's testimony, the case file, the photographs, be admitted into the record as evidence, barring any objections.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
My name's Alcides Espinal, and I'm power attorney through the county. I'm partner to Maribel Valdez. She has COVID. She's in the car, but I doubt that you want her to come in here and give you all COVID.
You have power of attorney for Ms. Valdez?
Yes, it's registered through the County of Palm Beach.
Do you have a copy, sir?
You know what? We didn't anticipate her waking up with COVID. She's in the car. If you want me to call her.
No, we don't want her here with COVID, but we do want some, if you don't have it today, could you provide the
definitely.
code enforcement
without a
officer
doubt.
of the power of attorney for our records, please?
Yeah, we did not anticipate her being so sick. Okay, just really quick. So I just wanted to ask a question. You stated that this was as a result of a complaint?
No, I said I observed this as I was checking a complaint in the area, which I did let her know that also.
We appreciate this. The only thing is that 94302A4, 94482A, both of those, the permit was submitted on January 30th for that work. So we are asking
The city hasn't brought you here except on 18106A and 7894C. Those are the only issues. There's only two code sections at issue.
I'm sorry, sir? I can't hear you.
The only code sections at issue are 18106A and 7894C.
Okay. So we are agreeing to the 30 days to comply. We just have certain questions in terms of can you go back? Can you go down, please? Right there. That is not a swale. That is broken concrete. A similar piece is on the other side, and it's not a swale. It's broken concrete. Much of the sidewalk is in disrepair. Our area has not had any repairs done to the sidewalks for, I don't know, a long time. Certainly since we've been there, which has been a couple of years. So that area, we filled it with river rocks. That's not gravel because children cross over when they go to school, and that's basically broken, and they can injure themselves. And not only that, now that we've repaired the driveway, which cost us $25,000, huge project. Also, we would be driving over that, and so there's no point to put sod there or anything else because it's just a hole. It's just concrete, broken concrete. There's a similar on the other side of the driveway. That's the one issue that we want to discuss with you because it's not feasible to put anything there.
Unfortunately, it is not what you mentioned. It is part of the Swell Parkway. There are two areas where they did, because all the areas have that. Two areas, that one there that's shown in this recent photo as of yesterday, that they put sod there,
Right.
and then one other area. They left the other two areas with the gravel. They also at one point had something planted there, which they did remove. But unfortunately, that is still considered Swell Parkway. If the car drives over that, they're going to go over the curb and they're going to hit the wall that's in front of that area. So that's not part of the driveway. The driveway is actually where the pavers are. That's the driveway. The other part is not the driveway.
Right. That's what I'm saying is that's broken concrete. That's not a swale. That's broken concrete. It was broken there before. And if you go to the other side of it, you see the concrete side.
Sir, some things have been put there that should not have been put there, and that's the problem. I'm not holding them responsible for the other concrete that someone has put there, but the gravel, because I did speak with her, and I assume with her husband that she stated was going to call me, that person that I spoke on the phone.
Yeah, I spoke
and
to
he
him.
said that they put that there to beautify the area and for all these other various reasons. But that right there, look at this picture here. Look at the picture there. That's more gravel and rock. That's not.
That's river rock. And what I'm saying is that tree and there's two trees. Okay, there's two trees and two of the soils. Two of them have sod. I know because I put it there. And that gravel there, you can't put any. It's the roots don't allow for sod. Is that what you're saying? You want us to put sod around that?
The gravel is not allowed there.
I'm sorry?
That's what I'm saying. The gravel is not allowed there.
Okay, we can remove the gravel. That's not an issue.
We've been having this conversation for many emails and phone calls,
Okay,
and I've expressed that.
It hasn't been that many meetings.
Okay,
I think we've had
I'm
it
sorry,
twice.
but this is where we are, so.
So the city's position, sir, the city's position is for you to remove the gravel.
Not a problem.
Excuse me?
I said not a problem.
Okay. and do you want him to replace the gravel with something, or it's okay if the gravel
No, it has to be some sod, seeded or sod, or approved planting by the city, approved planting. And I've sent them that information so that they can, if they don't want to do the sod, if they don't want to seed, if they want to go via the approved planting, I sent them information of what the city's requiring for approved planting in that area. So they have choices, but it's up to them.
And just for your information, so I had a similar case a few weeks ago, and yes, while if there are roots there that if they're obvious and visible, and you cannot put sod there, there are alternative plant arrangements that the city allows for, so those are options. In addition, if there's just absolutely no way the roots allow you to do that, then that's something the city will consider, except for I'm not sure the roots are that obvious and open because there's gravel there, that there's sod that cannot be there. But that is what the city is requesting at this time. It's up to the magistrate to determine, but that is what the city is requesting.
Okay, I mean, we'll plant there. I can't promise that it'll hold.
Well, nobody knows the future.
Yeah, so, I mean, so that's the last piece. I just want to be sure.
Also, the clean and sanitary, what's the clean and sanitary?
If you scroll, I don't know if they did some cleanup or something, but you see all all of that stuff, but then there's a pile where they had a trash pile, if you keep going through my photos, and the remains and all that stuff is out there. Keep going through my photos.
Are you talking about what the city
You
didn't
can kind
pick
of
up?
see it there, and I think I have some closer, but you see that where she was just pointing to the area, that remains of like when they put stuff out, and if they don't properly put it in containers or bags or whatever, the city, as the trucks come, they're going to pick up the big bulk, but they don't pick up leaves and little loose debris and dirt and stuff. They don't pick that up. So that was there.
That has to be cleaned up.
Yes, sir.
That's, you know what? Okay. That, I mean,
So is 30 days a sufficient amount of time for you to do these two things?
sure. And, you know, I hope the same, I hope that the folks down the street that we've been complaining about for 2 years of motocross and ATV receive the same sort of attention that we've received. I really, really hope that, because I've been complaining for 2 years now, okay, of motocross, ATV coming up, and nothing has been done.
I mean, if you have concerns about other code
Thank you.
violations, you can make a report, and I'm sure the city will follow up on it. It's a little beyond the scope of my authority here. In case CE 24051948, to make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation 18106A and 7894C. Respondent has 30 days to come to compliance, or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue. Good luck, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Agenda number 3, case number CE 24041795, case address 512 19th Street 4.
What number?
3.
All right. Okay, good morning. My name is Donald Lattimore, currently employed with the City of West Palm Beach as a code enforcement officer. I was contacted via phone by a tenant regarding multiple alleged interior and exterior code violations. To name a few, the doors and the windows not weather tight or secure, appliances within the apartment unit itself not working, a clogged tub, are some of the examples that I received of the alleged violations. I initiated my investigation on April the 11th, 2024 at the property located at 512 19th Street. This property is occupied. There I observed the following violations. It's quite a few, but 18101-1, 94-302-A-3, 18-103-C, 18-106-B, 94-442-C-1, 18-106-E, 18-103-I, 18-106-A, 74-34-A-1-H, 18-97-9, 94-302-A-4, 18-103-F, 18-106-G, 18-103-E, 18-102-3. The city issued a notice of violation to the property owner, which identified the violations, my contact information, and notice of this hearing. The notice of violation was sent via certified mail on April the 11th, 2024, and regular mail April the 11th, 2024 by the city clerk. I posted the NOV on the property on 4/12/2024 and City Hall on April 15th, 2024. I completed an affidavit of posting on April 15th, 2024, and it is in the case file. I revisit the property on 7/15/24 and observed the property not to be in compliance with all of the previous mentioned code violations except 3. The 3 code violations that are now in compliance are 74-34-A-1-H, which is the trash can in public view that has been complied, 94-302-A-4, which is the fence maintenance that has been complied, and 18-106-A, trash and debris. The property has been cleaned up with the trash and debris. I took the photos at the initial investigation and when I revisit the property. The following photos show the violations still exist on the property. These photos accurately and truthfully depict the violation I observed during my investigation. For the record, please note that I was not able to re-inspect the inside of Unit 4 on 7/15/2024 resulting in all violations associated with the unit's interior to fail. The property is owned by LLC Savannah 512 WPB, and I have been in contact with the LLC registered agent, Ms. Patty Samuel. There is a representative here today to speak on behalf of the property that I was not aware of attending the meeting. The city is asking for 60 days to comply. If no compliance, a daily fine of $250 per day. The city is requesting nothing further.
Thank you. Can you elaborate a little bit on, you said you weren't able to go into Unit 4, please?
That is correct. So Miss Patty showed up at 9 a.m. to complete the inspection, but there was never an inspection scheduled at 9 a.m. I arrived to work at 10 a.m. At that moment, her and I started having a conversation, and I did explain to her that the property on the inside of the unit was going to fail because no one is there to complete the inspection. The tenants are now were evicted, so I do not have access to the unit without someone being present to inspect the inside of the unit, which Ms. Patty was made aware that all of it was going to fail, and her and I discussed everything via email, which I attached the email to the case file as well.
Okay, and is that the only unit at issue, or there are other units that you were able to inspect that have complied?
At this current moment, there are other units. That's the only unit. Other tenants have made some complaints, but no formal complaints. So this is the only unit
okay.
Outside of the property itself.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. And do you believe, I think I have here numbered 16 code violations. Do you believe 60 days is a reasonable time to provide compliance?
Yes, I do. And if you, within the case itself, there is a breakdown of a time frame that was given to me by Ms. Patty, indicating all of the steps and their anticipated time frame to update the property itself. I did speak to some of the maintenance workers that were there. And my primary concern is that although work may be getting completed, I did express to them that if it's not done in a workman-like fashion, that is also a part of failure as well, because it has to be completed in a workman-like fashion.
Okay, thank you. At this time, nothing further, Special Magistrate. We're asking that the code enforcement officer's testimony, the case file, the photographs that accurately and truthfully depict the violations being discussed be admitted into the record as evidence, barring any objection. Just another, and we'll find out who this gentleman is, I guess.
Yes, sir. Can you tell me your name, please?
Mendel Olivier.
Can you spell your last name?
Olivier.
Mr. Olivier, what is your position with Savannah 512 West Palm Beach?
I'm currently the property manager at the property.
Are you authorized to be here on behalf of that LLC?
Correct.
So tell me what's going on.
So the reason why we received the violation is because the type of tenant that the person was, they never maintained the property. They never allowed us inside the unit as well, and never paid any money towards the property. That is the reason why they got evicted. We've been in contact with the code enforcement, and everything will be resolved in the next 60 days.
Is 60 days a sufficient amount of time for you to address these 16 code violations?
Correct.
Do you contest that these code violations exist?
At this time, because the way the tenant maintained the property, yes.
Okay. In CE 240411795, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of the listed code sections. I adopt by reference the testimony of the code officer as to the nature of these violations. Respondent has 60 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of up to $250 per day may issue. Please stay in touch with the code officer and let them know immediately when you're in compliance.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Agenda number 17, case number CE 240628081, case address 4210 North Terrace Drive.
Did you say 18?
Number 17.
17. Okay.
Good morning, Code Officer Kay Weaver, City of West Palm Beach. While investigating a complaint in the area, I observed several violations at 4210 North Terrace Drive. I took photos of the property which accurately and truthfully depict the violations observed. I then initiated my investigation citing the following violations. Property was cited for 74-34-A-1-H, trash can in public view. 94-302-A-4, fence wall maintenance, which has been complied. 94-446-2-B-4, trimming trees, 94-6, restrictions upon land use. And 94-446-2-C-3, tree abuse. There are several stumps in the yard. 94-442-E, landscaping of swales in the parkways, sod needed in the bare areas. 94-71C, outdoor storage. 18-103B, the condition of the structure, repair rotten wood, roof exterior, etc. That has been complied. 18-103G, paint, that has been complied. 18-106K, front, side, and rear yard landscaping has been complied. 18-103I, condition of structure, the heating and AC unit. 18-106A, clean and sanitary, including pressure washing, edging, etc. 18-106I, litter, trash, and debris. 18-103F, condition of structures, repair, exterior stairways. So, the notice of violation was posted at the property and City Hall on June 17th of 2024. The affidavit of posting was completed on June 17th and a copy was placed in the case file. Certified and regular mail was sent to the mailing address listed on the PAPA on June 14th of 2024. It was signed for. I revisited the property on July the 16th and observed the property still in violation of 74-34-A-1-H, 18-106A, 18-103I, 18-106I, 18-103F, 94-4462B4, 94-6, 94-4462C3, 94-442E, 94-71C, and 18-106A. Reinspection photos were taken on July the 16th of 2024 showing the remaining violations. They were uploaded to the case. I have had contact with the property owner, and the city is requesting an additional 60 days to gain compliance, or $150 a day until compliance is achieved.
Okay. I'm sorry, how long?
60 days.
And you took those photographs?
Yes, ma'am.
And they truthfully and accurately depict the violations that are still outstanding at this time?
Yes, ma'am. Depending on which ones you're in, I have I think those may be the original.
This is dated 7/16.
Okay, so those are the reinspection. Yes, ma'am.
But all pictures, whether the initial complaint or the revisit photos, you took those?
Yes, ma'am.
And those were the allegations of the not of the violation that you observed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Nothing further at this time, Special Magistrate. We're asking that the Code Enforcement Officer's testimony, the case file, the photographs be admitted into evidence, barring any objections.
Just so I get it right, which code sections are still at issue?
The ones that are still outstanding, you asked? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
the ones that are still.
Okay. It'd probably be easier if I give you the ones that are complied.
Okay,
It's up to you.
right, maybe it is, okay.
Okay. complied is the fence wall maintenance, 94302A4. Also, 18103B is complied. 18103G is complied. And 18106K is complied.
I think the issue is that what we have, I'm not seeing the ones you've read that are in compliance. We have 10 here on the agenda. Are you
So
saying
these are
those
the,
are?
so I'm guessing, because these are all the ones that are not complied are the ones that
Right.
we have.
Pull up the notice of violation. I don't know.
Here's the agenda, what appears on the agenda.
Okay, the agenda could be wrong, but if you pull up the notice of violation.
Yeah, I know, that's what I thought, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it gets confusing because sometimes there are complied ones that are on the agenda and sometimes they're
Well,
not.
depending on when it's printed
when
too.
it's printed, yeah.
That plays a big role. So I'm
All
sorry.
right, so in
about
this
that.
case, everything that's on the agenda is still valid. It's still uncomplied.
I'm not even sure totally of what's on the agenda other than what I just read off,
Yeah.
the fence maintenance.
The ones that you mentioned aren't on the agenda, so.
Okay, so yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all
Yes,
right.
sir, I'm sorry.
We're good. And you said 60 days and how much?
150.
150, okay.
Thank you.
All right. Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Sorry?
Can I have your name, please?
My name is Sean Dubeck,
Can you spell your last name for me, sir?
D-U-B-I-Q-E. D as in David, U-B-I-Q.
U-B-I...
Q-U-E.
Q-U-E.
Dubeck.
Ubic?
Dubeck, correct.
D-U-B-I-Q-U-E?
Yeah, D-U-B-I-Q-U-E.
Ubic.
Dubeck, yeah.
Ubec. Okay. Mr. Ubec, what's your relationship with the owner? Fatsby and Son? No?
First fence one?
Yes.
That's an LLC.
I'm sorry?
That's an LLC. I'm a part of it. I'm a part of the owner.
You're a part owner?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Tell me what you'd like me to know, sir.
Pardon me?
What would you like me to know?
Well, what I'd like to know is this. I spoke with Officer Weaver numerous occasions, and I informed her regarding that, the progression of the work that, we're doing, of the violation, and I thought that everything had been complying. She told me this morning that there's a few of the violations that have not complied. So, and I want to know what are
There's
they?
like 10 items here that are not complied.
10 items?
Have you had conversations with this gentleman about the conditions on the property?
We spoke like 2 times. He called me Tuesday, I think was the last time we talked, or was it yesterday? Yesterday was Tuesday, I'm sorry. He called me, I couldn't go out until Tuesday afternoon. That's when I took my photos. And I did, he told me to get back with him. I emailed him at the email address that he gave me. And I let him know that everything was not complied and that the case would be going to hearing. He called me this morning to say he didn't get the email. It wasn't returned or whatever to me. So I told him to check his spam. But at the time when he called me, I had just got in like about 8:30, about almost 8:40 from the traffic. So I really didn't have time to go through every violation. Like I told him, the hearing would start at 9. If he could make it, to be here, and then he could see what was remaining. So that's the last conversation that we had.
Ms. Weaver, may I ask you a question? What is the last time you inspect the property? Because
Yesterday afternoon.
Did you?
Reinspection photos. You'll see. She's going to bring up the photos, and they're going to be marked.
Yesterday afternoon?
They're going to be marked the July 16th. Yes, sir.
All right, let's pull up the most recent inspection so we can at least provide some context so the gentleman understands what's going on here. All right. Officer Weaver, you can go through these and talk about what the violations are.
Okay, so he did do some repairs. He did some repairs actually without permitting, because the 2 poles that are sitting in the front here, they were actually on the top stoop. He did some adjustment. He did all that. He was originally cited because it had no stairwell. He put the 2 sides there, but he still has no stairwell. So if somebody comes up the step, they have nothing to hold on to because it's not completed. That's one of the issues. Just keep going through the photos and I'll try to point out. It's a lot of photos.
And that's 18103F?
That is, yes.
I think the stairwell is there. Stairwell is there.
Keep going through the pictures, please. Keep going. Okay, just go slowly. As you're gonna see, this is part of the yard. He has done some cleanup. It's not totally, and all of that is bare, but there's still different outdoor storage and pieces around the property that's out there. So that's where the outdoor storage comes in. That's just some of it. There's some more in different areas of the yard. But then that, like I said, is still kind of bare. What they did outside of the fence, if you scroll down, there was a whole bunch of leaves from just, because there's a lot of tree area right there. They kind of raked the leaves kind of like over basically into the next person's property. There's a pile that you'll see there. That's one of the stumps there. So that's with the tree abuse. The 944462C3, and there's another one on the other side of the property.
What's the city's view of compliance with tree abuse? I'm presuming they can't, put the tree back.
Well, it has to be removed, and then he would need to get with the landscape planner to see if he needs to replace the tree, because I have no knowledge of whether the tree was damaged or they just didn't want it there anymore. You know what I mean? So that's outside of my scope as far as that. But it was cut down without a permit, and the stump remains. So
with the branches, you are not cutting down. With the branches. So we cut the branch out of it just to facilitate more air, and but we are not cutting the trees.
That's a stump there. That's a tree stump. So something was cut. The tree was cut down.
And again, we go with the branches. That's mango trees, And
see the stump there? That's not properly cutting and trimming and pruning trees.
I don't know for that. We didn't cut that.
Okay.
You're talking that's inside the property.
Right there.
Yeah,
On the
inside.
picture.
That inside.
That's inside your property. Yes.
Yeah,
Sir.
it's inside the property. It's a vegetation that doesn't do anything. We need food trees.
The stump needs to be removed, sir. That's the violation you're being cited for. It needs to be removed. That's the understanding. That's what the city is requesting.
If you want to remove the stump, that could be fine. Remove that stump.
You have two. Yeah, that one, and then there's one more on the other side. But that's what one of the citations the violations that's remaining on the property.
I didn't see it, Ms. River. I didn't see that you had to remove the stump.
All right, let's just keep going here.
Okay.
What else we got?
Going with the photos. But there's like I said, the clean and sanitary, the pressure washing. There were some things done. And it won't take much to totally get it there. He has had people over there working on the property because it was in a state. And so I must say that whomever has been working there has been working. It's just, you just got a little ways left to go. That's it.
We just spent $3,500 for cleanup.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that's what happens.
I get that. I get the violation that we go based on that violation.
That's what happens when we let it just grow, and we don't address it. Then it piles up, and that's what.
What's the restrictions upon land use? The 94.
The house is being rented as 2 units. It's a single-family home. It's being rented as 2 units. And even as now, fines are running because there's no rental license. There has not been a rental license for a couple of years. And so that's what that is for.
18103I, what's the equipment issue?
The heating AC unit does not work. It has not worked in a couple of years. That's why you see random window units, and some of the tenants basically purchase the units themselves and put in the window and the portable AC units because it has not worked.
The tree abuse and shaping of trees are the stumps, the litter and trash I can see, the outdoor storage I can see. What's the landscaping and swales?
She has to get
Is
to
that
those pictures. You'll see that's
the non-sodded area outside the house? Is that what you're talking about?
It's on the other side because the house sits on a corner. So if you keep going, you'll see the other side. It's going to be on that side. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, so that's, all of this is in this area here.
They have grass. By yesterday afternoon late, a gentleman puts grass on everything, the soil. We go by the
Unfortunately, I don't know, I can't
No, you
attest
didn't.
to
No,
that.
that's right. Okay.
But when I did go out there, there was one gentleman out there that was starting to trim
And
trees.
the trash can in public view?
That was up in the earlier picture.
Yeah, everything's there. Put grass in there.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 90 days to finish putting this thing into compliance. I'm satisfied that that none of these are actually in compliance. I'm going to also ask Officer Weaver to meet with you and walk you through these because I think there is some confusion here. So in case CE 240628081, I'm going to make the following findings back in the law. If I notice is sufficient, if I'm the property in violation of the listed code sections, I adopt by reference the testimony of the officer as to the nature of these violations. Give the respondent 90 days to come to compliance or a fine of up to $150 per day may issue, and I'll ask Officer Weaver to meet with you. I don't know if you have time even after this meeting, if you want to do it then.
Maybe tomorrow.
All right, but set up an appointment, sit down, she'll walk you through exactly what you need to do, okay?
Okay, so, all right, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Case number 4, case number CE 24041922, case address 319 Clematis Street.
All right, case number 4. Give me 1 second. Make sure I have the right name.
We just keep calling you back.
I'm filling in for another officer on this one. So make sure. Okay. All right, good morning again. My name is Donald Lattimore. I'm currently employed with the City of West Palm as a code enforcement officer. I will be presenting this case on behalf of Code Enforcement Officer Donald Williams, who is not here. Per Officer Williams, the property management company, Morning Claim Management, provided him with a routine list of all current tenants conducting business at 319 Clematis Street. Upon review, the business Aronson Maskey and Salon, apologies, that's okay. No problem, was found to be conducting business at the location without a business tax receipt. The business was cited on April 30th, 2024 due to violation of code section 82-144, conducting business without a business tax receipt. The city issued a NOV to the property owner which identified the violation, Officer Williams' contact information, and notice of this hearing date. The NOV was noticed by certified mail on May 1st, 2024, as well as regular mail by the city's clerk. Officer Williams posted the NOV on the property on May 30th, 2024, as well as City Hall. An affidavit of posting was completed on May 30th by Officer Williams, and it is in the case file. On the deadline date to comply, which was June 20th, Officer Williams found the business not to be in compliance with code section 82-144. Per Officer Williams, no contact was made with the owner or representative of the business during his investigation. Please note, I, Officer Lattimore, checked the database this morning, July 17th, 2024, and found no BTR associated business tax receipt associated with the business. The city is asking for a one-time fine of $250 and 30 days to comply. The city is requesting nothing further.
Thank you. And if no compliance in 30 days, is there any ramification to that?
There was no ramification provided to me by Officer Williams, so just keep it out.
Okay, thank
that
you.
way.
Nothing further, Special Magistrate, at this time.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Adam Turbowitz.
I'm sorry, Adam
Turbowitz.
Turbowitz?
I'm a partner at Aronson, Mayevsky, and Sloan. I'm authorized to speak on the firm's behalf.
What kind of firm is Aaron?
It's a law firm.
Oh. So what's going on?
I received the notice of violation when it was attached to the door. I sent it up to our administrative office in New York, and I said, that's where all of our administration is done. We're a satellite office of a New York firm, brand new here in Palm Beach. Said this needs to be completed. Can somebody please do it? Fell through the cracks. We're sort of working through, the motions, and so yesterday, actually, the finally, after I followed up multiple times with my staff, the application was submitted by email. So that's probably why there's no record of it.
Any reason this won't be done within 30 days?
No, the application's already been submitted, so.
All right. CE 2404192, make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation. 82144, one-time fine of $250, 30 days to comply. Good luck. Thanks.
Thank you.
Case number, excuse me, case number 5, case number CE 2404191, case address 319 Clematis Street.
All right. Good morning. My name is Donald Lattimore, currently employed with the City of West Palm as a code enforcement officer. I will be presenting this case on behalf of Code Enforcement Officer Donald Williams. Per Officer Williams, the property management company Morning Claim Management providing him with a list of routine list of all current tenants conducting business at 319 Clematis Street. Upon review, the business Michael Nelson Architects was found to be conducting business at the location without a current business tax receipt. The previous business tax receipt expired September 30th, 2022. The business was cited on April 30th, 2024 due to violation of Code Section 82-144. The city issued a NOV to the property owner which identified the violation, Officer Williams' contact information, and notice of this hearing date. The NOV was noticed by certified mail on May 1st, as well as regular mail by the city's clerk. Certified mail was signed for on May 6, 2024. Officer Williams also posted the NOV on the property on May 30th, 2024, as well as City Hall. An affidavit of posting was completed on May 30th by Officer Williams, and it is in the case file. On the deadline to comply date, June 28th, 2024, Officer Williams found the business not to be in compliance with Code Section 82-144. Per Officer Williams, no contact was made with the owner or representative of the business during his investigation. Please note, I, Officer Lattimore, checked the database this morning, July 17th, 2024, and found no current business tax receipt associated with the business. The city is asking for a one-time fee of $250 and 10 days to comply. The city requests nothing further.
Why 10 days instead of 30?
Because it's an already established business, and so they just need a business renewal.
How do we know this place is still in business?
Because the property management company, Morningstar Claim Management, provided him with a routine list of current tenants conducting business at the location.
So this is a building with different various businesses?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your testimony was that there has not been any contact with this particular architectural firm, I guess?
That is correct.
Nothing further. Special Magistrate, we're asking for the testimony of the officer. The case file be admitted into evidence. With barring any objection, there is no one here present.
All right, for the record, I'll accept an evidence the evidence case found in this case, the city's composite exhibit in case CE 2404191. I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find property in violation of 82-144. I issue a one-time fine of $250 per day and give him 10 days to comply.
Case number 6, case number CE 24062-159, case address 517 Northwood Road.
Good morning.
Morning.
Jesus Mendiola, City of West Palm Beach, Code Enforcement.
I'm sorry. Is your mic on? Can you speak a little bit closer to the mic, please?
Hello?
Yes, perfect.
Good morning, Jesus Mendiola, City of West Palm Beach, Code Enforcement. I discovered the violations on 517 Northwood on June 14, 2024. The violations discovered were 22-32-A, which was to obtain a certificate of use. 82-144, which is obtain business tax receipt. They are on the delinquent list. They have not renewed since 2022. They owe $2,288.41. The property was cited on June 14, 2024. Certified regular mail sent on June 24, 2024. It was returned. The notice of violation was posted at the property and City Hall on July 2nd, 2024. I completed the affidavit of posting. The photographs uploaded were truthfully depict the violations I observed. I did have contact with the tenant this morning. They emailed me asking for additional time to pay for the fees to renew their licensing. So as of this morning, the violations are still present. They still haven't made any payments. We came in agreement to ask for 45 days to gain compliance or $150 a day until it's achieved.
And the tenant, you testified that the tenant, you made contact with the tenant. The tenant is the one who's wants to pay?
Yes, the tenant is the one, the business. It's the property is owned by the owner, and they rent it out to the tenant, which is the business, which is like a bar and grill.
Okay.
And
they're admitting it's their responsibility to pay for the
yes, they're the ones
COU
that.
and the BTR. Nothing further at this time, Special Magistrate. We're requesting that the testimony of the code enforcement officer as well as the case file be admitted into evidence at this time.
Without objection, I'll accept in evidence the evidentiary case file in this case, the city's composite exhibit. So there's a business operating here, a bar and grill, is that what you said?
Yeah, it's a business on that property. They're on my delinquent list. They haven't paid their fees to renew their licensing since 2022.
And so they owe a significant sum at this point, I suspect, right?
Yes. So they reached out to me this morning by email asking if he could get some additional time to pay it. He wanted to do payment plans, but the city does not offer payment plans. So I told him I would give him.
So you're asking me to give him 45 days?
Correct.
Or
45 days or $150 a day.
All right, in CE 2406215, make the following findings of fact and life. Find notice is sufficient from the property in violation of 2232A and 82144, specifically certificate of use and tax receipt have not been acquired and paid for. Respondent has 45 days to come to compliance or fine of $150 per day issue.
Case number 7, case number CE 240-62085, case address 432 Northwood Road.
437?
437 Northwood Road.
Number 7.
Yeah, I think he said 432.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Jesus Mendiola, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. Discovered a violation on the property 437 Northwood on June 6, 2024. The property is vacant. The violations discovered were 18106-A, which is trash in the B, 74-4-C-5, which is alleyway maintenance. There was also another violation, 94-402-B.2-2, which is for a banner, which was already complied. The property was cited on June 10th, 2024. Certified and regular mail was sent on June 10th, 2024. They have not received it yet. The notice of violation was posted at the property and City Hall on July 2nd, 2024. I completed the affidavit of posting. The photographs taken accurately and truthfully depict the violations I observed. I had no contact with the property owner. As of yesterday, the property is still in violation of 18106A and 74-4-C-5. The city is asking for 30 days to gain compliance or $150 a day. For the violations for 18-106-A is the trash and debris in the alleyway, where they need to pick up all the trash and maintain the area, which goes along with 74-4-C-5, which is the alleyway maintenance, where they need to trim the landscape and keep the alleyway in a good standing.
And thank you. And this is the business. The photograph I'm looking at is the frontal view of the business.
The one right here, that photograph is the alleyway.
But I
That's
guess my inquiry is it a business on this property?
yes, it's like a strip where they have like different units where it's different businesses.
And is it open for business?
No, it's vacant.
It's vacant? Okay. Oh, that's what I was, okay, it's vacant. And you have had no contact with the property owner
No.
at this time, you're stating? And you're requesting how much?
30 days or 150.
And you observed the violations that are depicted in the photograph?
Correct.
And they truthfully and accurately depict the allegations of the violations we're discussing?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Nothing further at this time, Special Magistrate, other than to request the testimony, the case file, and the photographs be admitted into evidence.
Yeah, I'll accept the evidentiary case file in this case into evidence, the city's composite exhibit. So this is an abandoned piece of place, or at least?
The business closed down a while ago, but they took down the banner, so I'm guessing they did receive the notice of violation because they had the banner up for a while. And
They took down the banner, but they didn't clean up the trash and debris, huh?
And they did put address characters in the back, which I hadn't asked for them, but I'm guessing since other properties down that road were cited for address characters in the rear, they ended up doing it as well. So someone got some notification but hasn't finished the work.
So they got some of it, huh? All right. In case CE 2406285, make the following findings of fact and life find notice sufficient to find the property in violation of 18106A and 744C5. I adopt by reference testimony of the code officer as to the nature of those violations, including trash and debris on the property and debris in the right of way. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of $150 per day may issue.
Case number 8, case number CE 240-62161 at case address 3516 Briar Bay Boulevard 202 has been complied with. Case number 9, case number CE 240-62097, case address 540 Village Boulevard.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On June 10th, while patrolling my zone, I observed violations at 540 Village Boulevard. Violations are as stands: 94-315-A, dumpster screening. Dumpster is not within the enclosure and can be seen by the public. 18106A, clean and sanitary. There's trash throughout the dumpster enclosure. And 18106I, litter, trash, and debris. There is a huge pile of debris in the enclosure, which is not allowing the dumpster to be stored where it should be stored. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted June 24th. Certified mail and regular mail was sent June 11th. Certified mail was signed for July 11th. I've had no contact with a representative of the property or the property owner. As of July 12th, all violations still remain. With that being said, City's recommending 15 days to bring the property into compliance, or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. When was the last time you revisited the property? Did you revisit?
Friday, July 12th.
Okay, so you revisited after the posting. Were the postings still on the property, to your knowledge?
No.
Okay, so someone removed
No,
the
there's an active business there.
Okay.
It's a bank there.
Okay,
But
so
they're not maintaining the dumpster enclosure. That
so they
belongs to
are
them.
aware of the violation,
Yes.
in your expert opinion.
Yes, ma'am.
And the photographs we're looking at truthfully and accurately depict the observation of the violations that you yourself observed?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further at this time, Special Magistrate, other than to request that the magistrate admit into evidence the testimony of the code enforcement officer, the case file, and the photographs.
So so for the record, I'll accept in evidence the evidentiary case file. In this case, the city's composite exhibit. So I see the dumpster screening, and I see the garbage. I assume 18106A has to do with the trash around the dumpster
Yes.
area? The 18106I, is that the same, just the trash?
No,
around
the 18106I is the huge trash and debris that's, if you look at the photograph, that's inside the enclosure, while the dumpster cannot be put in the enclosure because of the huge pile of debris. But there's also small trash around the other side of the enclosure. That portion there, that's the unsanitary conditions there.
The bank?
And then the huge pile of debris there.
Okay.
He's asking if it's a bank.
If it's a what?
Bank.
Bank, yes.
Yes.
Yes. It's true, it's a bank.
All right. In CE 2406297, make the following findings of fact and life on notice sufficient to find the property in violation of three sections: 94315A, the dumpster screening; 18106A, the trash and debris around the property; and 18106I, additional trash and debris in the dumpster area and around the property. Respondent has 15 days to bring the property into compliance or fine of $100 per day. May I issue?
Thank you.
Case number 11, case number CE 2406264, case address 501 Mayflower Street.
Richard Pazmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement Officer. The property at 501 Mayflower Road has a business license under the owner name 501 Mayflower LLC. This license came up on our expired BTR list for delinquent license. As so, the property was cited on June 3rd, 2024. Certified mail was sent out June 3rd, 2024. It was signed received on June 8th. In addition, the property and City Hall were both posted on June 10th, 2024. The affidavit of posting was signed, notarized, and is attached in the case files. This property was cited for 2232A for expired certificate of use and 22-441 for the expired rental license. I've had no contact with anyone for this property, and as of this morning, the balance has not been paid. The new dues for this year were added, so it's an even larger balance. The city's recommending a one-time fine of $250 and 10 days to bring the property into compliance, or a fine of $100 a day after that. This is a duplex property that is still occupied, same owners, same rental license, and it's just not being paid on time.
This is a residential rental property?
Yes, it's a duplex, multi-unit.
They have a rental license?
They have an established one. It's just, they're just not paying it on time. They're ending up on our list every year.
Nothing further at this time, Special Magistrate, other than the testimony, requesting the testimony, the photographs, and the case file be admitted into evidence.
All right, without objection, I'll accept in evidence the evidentiary case file in this case, the city's composite exhibit, in case CE 2406264, make the following findings of fact and life. I notice is sufficient. On the property in violation of 2232A and 22441, I issue a one-time fine of $250 and order compliance within 10 days.
Case number 12, case number CE 2406244, case address 904 Summit Boulevard.
Richard Pazmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property, the property at 904, I investigated it based off just driving around in my zone, and I had noticed a couple issues. One of them's 18106A, trash and debris, unsanitary conditions, dirty stained driveways and sidewalks. 18106B, excessive growth, and 18106G, exterior paint required. This property was cited on June 13th. Notice of violation, notice of hearing was sent out via certified mail on June 13th. It was signed and received June 20th. In addition, the property and City Hall were both posted on June 14th. The affidavit of posting is signed and notarized. It's attached to the case file. I did have contact with the owner last week. He is working on fixing the violations, but needs more time. He was supposed to come today. I don't think he was able to. He said he has some health issues. As of yesterday, 18106B, excessive growth, has been complied. Right there. They cut the grass and they have been maintaining it. The only thing remaining is pressure washing and exterior paint. For that, the city's recommending 30 additional days. If not, a fine of $100 a day.
Is the 18106A, is that the pressure washing?
Yes, pressure washing.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. And you believe 30 days is a reasonable time to get these violations in compliance?
Yes, when I spoke to the owner, asking him how much time he needs, he asked for less, but I recommend 30 just to play it safe.
Okay, awesome. And the photographs we're seeing here were taken by yourself?
Yes, they were.
And those photographs truthfully and accurately depict what you observe the violations to be?
Yes, they do.
Nothing further. Special Magistrate will request that the case file, the photographs, and the testimony of the code enforcement officer be submitted into the case file as evidence.
All right, without objection, I'll accept the evidence in this case as an evidentiary case file for the city composite exhibit. In case CE 2406214, make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 18106A and 18106G. Specifically, the property needs to be pressure washed and painted. Respondent has 30 days to come to compliance or a fine of $100 per day, Magistrate.
Case number 15, case number CE 2405254, case address 940 39th Street.
No, that's the wrong one. Oh, is she going up? I have one more. Number 13.
Okay. Case number 13, CE 240629190, 4401 Washington Road.
Richard Pazmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement Officer. This case was a result of a WPB key. That's a complaint in our system. This property was cited for 18106A, unsanitary conditions, trash debris. 18215B, failure to comply violations, and 18106B, excessive growth. This is a vacant lot that is just overgrown, unmaintained. And this property was cited on June 25th. Certified mail was sent out June 26th. It was signed and received on July 1st. In addition, the property and City Hall were both posted on June 27th. The affidavit of posting is signed, notarized, and attached to this case. I have had no contact, and as of yesterday, there are no changes. The lot is even more overgrown. All violations remain. With that being said, the city is recommending that the property complies these violations within 10 days, or we're asking for an order to abate the violations, which would be cutting and cleaning and clearing all debris and waste. The photos you see were taken by me, and they
How many days?
10 days.
Can you speak to the conditions on the property that may constitute a threat to the health, safety, and welfare?
Yes, the overgrowth can create a habitat for rodents, vermin. The grass is not being maintained, growing over the sidewalk, accumulating trash, debris, anything that blows by. And when they do cut the lot, which isn't often, they don't touch any of the trees or overgrowth in the back of the property, which could hide stuff.
Does that constitute habitat for vermin?
Yes.
Have you had any contact with the property owner?
No contact. The posting was removed sometime shortly after posting, but no contact.
You want to submit the file and evidence?
Yes, special magistrate.
All right, I'll accept the evidentiary case file and photographs and evidence, the city's composite exhibit. In case CE 2406219, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 18106A, 18215B, and 18106B. I make further findings that said violation constitutes a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach by constituting habitat for vermin. And respondent has 10 days to bring the property into compliance. If the respondent does not bring the property in compliance within 10 days, I authorize the city to enter the property and abate any and all of these violations. I hereby charge the cost of the abatement against the property and property owner.
Thank you.
Case number 15, case number CE 24052054, case address 940 39th Street.
Good morning again. Code Officer KT Weaver with the City of West Palm Beach. While investigating a complaint, I observed several violations at 940 39th Street. I took photos of the property which accurately and truthfully depict the violations observed. I then initiated my investigation citing the following violations. 94-302-A-4, fence wall maintenance. 74-4-C-3, overgrowth. 18-106B, excessive growth. 74-4-C-5, cleanup of the adjoining right-of-way in this wall area. And also 26-35B, which is a repeat violation. The previous case for the repeat is CE 23111-040. The notice of violation was posted at the property and City Hall on June the 17th of 2024. The affidavit of posting was completed on June 17th of 2024 and a copy was placed in the case file. Certified and regular mail was sent to the mailing address listed on PAPA on June the 12th of 2024. Certified mail was returned. I revisited the property on July 16th and observed the property still in violation of all the violations listed previously. Reinspection photos were taken on July the 16th showing the remaining violations. They were uploaded to the case. I have had no contact with the property owner. The city is requesting an additional 30 days to gain compliance or $150 a day until compliance is achieved. And in reference to the repeat offense, the city is asking a one-time fine of $150 from the date that the violation was observed.
And what date was that, Officer Weaver?
Should have been May 29th.
Of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
Which of these sections are repeat violations and which ones are new violations?
The repeat is the overgrowth.
74-4C3?
Yes, and the excessive growth. Yes, because they're kind of like
18106B?
Yes, those two.
And 74-4C5 and 94-302A4 and 18106A, those are new violations?
Yes. Because it's just getting worse. In the previous case, someone did contact me. But it's like they kind of wait until they're noticed and then they'll go and they'll send somebody and try to cut the yard. In the meantime, and I'm not saying all of that is the owners that's putting stuff there, but stuff is being put and starting to pile up trash, debris. I don't know if some of the neighbors are just saying, hey, it's a vacant lot, we're going to throw our trash over here, whatever. But that seems to be a big problem, as well as them just not keeping it maintained.
So on the new violations, you want to give them how many days?
The new violations, 30 days or $150 a day, because it's a
And
it's a
on the
matter
two-
of a cleanup.
On the two that constitute repeat violations, the excessive growth and the overgrowth, you're asking me to assess them a fine of $150 a day beginning on May 29th.
Yes, sir.
So do you have anything else to add?
Nothing, Special Magistrate, other than requesting the testimony and the case file and photographs be admitted into the record as evidence.
Without objection, I'll accept the documents and photos into evidence as city's composite exhibit. And in case, let's see, CE 24052054, make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 18106B, excessive growth, and 7404C3, overgrowth, for allowing the vegetation to grow and the trees to not be properly trimmed and maintained. I find that those violations constitute a repeat violation under Code 2635B, and therefore I assess a fine of $150 a day beginning May 29th and continuing until the property comes into compliance. I further find the property in violation of 74C5, 94302A4, and 18106A, specifically trash and debris on the property. The respondent has 30 days to bring those into compliance, or a fine of 100. What fine were you seeking?
$150.
150 as well. Fine of $150 per day may issue.
Case number 16, case number CE 240418892, case address 822 38th Street. That's 38th Street.
You said 8?
Case 16, 822 38th Street.
No, those are rescheduled. That's rescheduled for 16 and I think 19, if I'm not mistaken. 16 and 19 are rescheduled. I just have 2 left.
16 and 19
Yes,
is
ma'am.
rescheduled.
Yes, ma'am.
You have 18 and 20.
Case number 18, case number CE 240519942, case address 817 36th Street.
Good morning, Code Officer Weaver with the City of West Palm Beach. While investigating a complaint in the area, I observed several violations at 817 36th Street. I took photos of the property which accurately and truthfully depict the violations observed. I then initiated my investigation citing the following violations. The property was cited for 74-34-A1H trash can and public view, which has been complied. 78-6 address characters, 18106A clean and sanitary, 78-94C swells and parkways, and 9471C outdoor storage. And what's it supposed to be? I'm sorry.
What about 18106G?
Yes, I was just going to say 18106G, the paint. The notice of violation was posted at the property in City Hall on May 21st of 2024. The affidavit of posting was completed on May 24th of 2024, and a copy was placed in the case file. Certified and regular mail was sent to the mailing address listed on PAPA on May 6th of 2024. The certified mail was signed for. I revisited the property on July the 16th of 2024 and observed the property still in violation of the 78-6, 18106A, 78-94C, 18106B, and 94-71C. Reinspection photos were taken on July the 16th of 2024 showing the remaining violations. They were uploaded to the case. I have had no contact with the property owner. The city is requesting an additional 30 days to gain compliance, or $150 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. The posting to the property in your revisit, was that still on the property?
No, the posting is not.
It's not on the property?
No,
So
ma'am.
someone took
People live, yes, there's multiple people that live there, but no one has reached out, or I haven't seen anyone on the multiple times that I've been by and photographed. I haven't seen anybody physically.
No one's reached out to you?
No, sir.
No one's reached out as a property owner?
No.
And the photographs we're looking at truthfully and accurately depict the observation of the violation we're alleging?
Yes.
Nothing further at this time, Special Magistrate, other than requesting the case file, the testimony of the code enforcement officer, and the photographs be admitted into the record as evidence.
I'll accept in evidence the case file, photographs, and other evidence into evidence as city's composite exhibit. So there's no numbering on the front of the house?
I'm sorry?
There's no numbering on the front of the house?
No, sir, and I have, well, those are old pictures, but on both sets, there's nothing. I took the front, and there's absolutely nothing there. It's just on the mailbox that's in the swell area. It's on the mailbox.
What's the paint issue?
If you look at the pictures, you'll see areas, because there was some peeling. I don't know what kind of siding or what kind of paint was previously used. You see how it's like paint is peeling off in a lot of the areas. These are the first pictures, but even in the newer ones. And it needs to be all either repainted, the whole house, or if you can match the paint, and but it's in multiple areas of the house.
Yep, okay. What's the swells and parkways issue?
It needs to be maintained, edged, cut, and trash. There's some trash that settles out there and that sort of thing.
Outdoor storage?
There's multiple things throughout the yard that shows that are in the yard. Concrete, just different random things that need to be secured.
And clean and sanitary?
That's where the pressure washing comes in.
All right, in case CE 24051942, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation. Listed code sections I adopt by reference to testimony of the code officer as the nature of those violations. Respondent has 30 days to come to compliance, or $150 per day may issue.
Case number 19, case number CE 24041893, case address 818 38th Street is rescheduled. Case number 20, case number CE 24041894, case address 5500 Greenwood Avenue.
Good morning, Code Officer Weaver of the City of West Palm Beach. While investigating this complaint, it came as a complaint. I observed several violations at 5500 Greenwood Avenue, which is a lot. I took photos of the property which accurately and truthfully depict the violations observed. I then initiated my investigation citing the following violations. 94-302A-4, the fence and wall maintenance, which has been complied. 74-4C-1, hurricane hazard, which has been complied. 94-446-2, landscape maintenance. 94-302A3, fence permit. 74-4-C-5, the cleanup of the center of the adjoining right-of-way. The notice of violation was posted at the property and City Hall on May 18th of 2024. The affidavit of posting was completed on May 18th of 2024, and a copy was placed in the case file. Certified and regular mail was sent to the mailing address listed on PAPA on May the 13th of 2024. Certified mail was returned. I revisited the property on July the 16th of 2024 and observed the property still in violation of 94-4462, 94-302A3, and 74-4C5. Reinspection photos were taken on July the 16th showing the remaining violations. They were uploaded to the case. I have had contact with the property manager, Mr. Greg Dalton, who is agreeable with 60 days to bring the property into compliance and obtain the fence permit.
And the owner didn't want to be present today?
The property manager the owner is tenant, St. Mary's.
Okay, and the property, you said you spoke with someone, the
Yes,
property manager?
Right,
Okay.
and so he knew it was coming to hearing. We've been in contact. He has been reaching out. I actually met him at the property originally to show him everything. He had his landscape person out there.
Okay.
And I spoke with him as late as Friday.
So they
and-
agreed to 60 days to bring these things into compliance?
Yes, he agreed because it was a matter of, like I said, keeping it cut, keeping it trimmed, and edge and that sort of thing. And like I told him originally with the fence, that he was gonna need a fence permit because basically almost the whole fence was in disrepair.
Okay.
They chose to get someone out there and do what they did without the permit. So he said that they are pulling the permit and everything, so that's why the 60 days to give them time to get that.
And you believe the 60 days is a reasonable time
Yes,
to
ma'am.
get permits?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
If everything is, I'm sorry, I'm tired and I'm just.
That's okay.
If everything
It's been a
is
long morning.
submitted, with everything they need, and usually with businesses, they kind of know what's needed, so it's not like a person that owns a home, so they pretty much know the standard that they need, and so once it's submitted, if everything is there and it's approved, it goes right through.
Okay. Nothing further, Special Magistrate, other than to
All
admit
right,
the
I see
testimony?
the fence thing is pretty clear in the photos. That's a really low fence, huh?
It's to the point of, to me, I don't know why they just wouldn't take it down, because it's really not protecting anything.
I mean, I think I can jump that fence.
Because the front of the property doesn't even have a fence on it, so it's.
Maybe dogs and
Yeah,
animals.
I don't know, but that's up to them.
Yeah.
I don't give land maintenance advice, though it is a remarkably small fence. The landscape maintenance, because are we referring to sort of the overgrowth of the trees in the back? Because the rest of it looks like it's actually cut pretty well.
No, those are old pictures. The new pictures, you'll see the grass is grown up again.
That's from May. The pictures are
That
dated
was
May
May.
18th. Can we see
Right.
the recent
The
pictures, please?
re-inspection photos. The grass is back up again. And at one point, the fence from where it had been repaired was breaking in areas. So I told him, we've had a conversation. I guess he sent someone out there to repair those areas. Do you see re-inspection photos on there? I uploaded, I'm sorry. But on the re-inspection photos as of yesterday, the grass is
So
is back up again.
so tell me specifically. So the grass is higher than 6 inches, but based on
Yes.
your observation?
Yes.
Yeah. And what's the 74-4C5, this adjoining right away? What's that issue?
That's along the road. Like I said, a lot of people will cut the main parts of grass, but the edging, the trimming, because stuff is starting to grow out on the road. So
that's
their
not being
portion-
the area along the road is not being maintained.
Right, which I did, and I also told Mr. Dalton to make sure that the landscaper, they cover all of that.
In your experience with them, have they been responsive to you?
He has been very, like I said, when they initially got cited and finally got the mailing, because with businesses, a lot of times it goes to other states and before it comes
Would it be
back.
safer to give them 90 days because of the permitting issue?
Well,
or-
I talked with him. You can give him 90 days, but I did speak with him and he said that was fine. But if you would like to give 90 days,
No,
then
you know, if they think they can do it in 60, I'm no judge here. Well, technically I am. All right, CE 2404894. I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 74-4C5, 94-4462, and 94-302A4, and 94-302A3. Specifically, the fence is in disrepair and requires permits, and the landscaping needs to be maintained, and the landscaping along the right-of-way needs to be maintained. Responded to 60 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine in the amount of 150?
100.
$100 per day, Mitch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Case number 22, case number CE 2405190, case address 253 Rutland Boulevard has been rescheduled. Case number 23, case number CE 2405193, case address 270 Palmetto Lane has been rescheduled. And that's the rest, that's the last case on
All right,
the
we have
agenda.
other matters scheduled for 11:30? Yes?
Yes.
The other matters are scheduled for 11:30?
Yes,
All right,
we
so
do.
we're going to be in recess until 11:30.
Okay, great. Thank you. We need the time.
All right, I'm going to call us back into order. Go ahead, sir. I don't think we need the spiel today.
I didn't hear you say, sir.
All right, we want to call him? Yep. Yeah, that's if both sides are satisfied with that, I'm satisfied with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want the record to reflect that the 40 cases that are subject, as this Assistant City Attorney mentioned, the 40 cases that are listed for lien reduction hearing this morning.
So just for the record, we're talking about cases 24 through 63 on the other matters agenda for the July 16th, 2024 agenda.
Correct. Correct.
Yes.
All right. So that is on the record.
Okay. Awesome.
So just to confirm, it's on the record that the liens will be reduced from.
I think the city's going to present that right now.
Okay, perfect. That'd be great. Thank you.
I need to be sworn in, Magistrate.
Oh, you're not sworn? Anyone that's going to testify, do you swear or affirm that testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida?
Yes.
Right. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
All right. So for the case, for the agenda, items number 24 through 63, they're all been moved under one PC and number. Each case has the same violation, 18162A, rental license violation, and 2232A, certificate of use being required. We do have a agreement beforehand, Magistrate, to reduce the collective fine to $40,000. We did not work out how long they would need to pay that, though.
How long do you need?
I think it's 30 days.
30 days.
That's what,
okay, so payable within 30 days.
So for the record, the city and the respondent are agreeing to reduce each case to $1,000 payable within 30 days. Is that the agreement?
Correct.
yes, and just to confirm for the record that the 40 cases in total, the liens were for $3,933,000. So we'd reduce those liens to $40,000 versus $1,000 per case.
Correct.
Is that the city's understanding as well?
Yes.
Do you want me to issue that as an order?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Issued as an order but it's subject to the city and the Point Condos LLC entering into a final executed settlement agreement.
Okay. All right. In the cases agendas 24 through 63, which involve the same owner, the Point Condos LLC, and they all involve the same violation, right? Involving the same violations, 18162A and 2232A. For all 40 cases, the amount of the fine is reduced to $1,000, payable within 30 days, pending a written signed agreement between the parties.
Great. Thank you.
Is that all right? Thank you. All right. Seeing no further business before us, we are hereby adjourned.